We talked about it a couple of days ago. It's official. Guillermo Rigondeaux, 15-0, former WBO, WBA world champ, and WBA Super World champion, is going to be on the Cotto versus Canelo undercard against a fighter by the name of Drayan Francisco, 28-3-1 with 22 KOs. I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Dan Rayfield on his Twitter just a few days ago was saying that Guillermo Rigondeaux was in negotiations to sign with Roc Nation Sports. He's now with Roc Nation Sports, and they're getting him active immediately with basically getting him a fight within a week's notice on the undercard of Cotto versus Canelo. Now, what does that do? That gives us hardcore fans a good, fighter to look at, a good fighter to study, and also one more reason to buy the pay-per-view with Guillermo Rigondeaux being on it. A lot of fans feel that Rigondeaux is a fighter who should be getting a lot more fights. He should be getting a lot more respect, and a lot more fighters should be fighting him and not saying that he doesn't bring in money. Well, with Roc Nation backing him, I'm pretty sure that now whoever fights Guillermo Rigondeaux is going to make good money. So you can't say Rigondeaux don't bring in no money no more. You can't say, it's high risk, low reward, because I'm pretty sure with the backing of Roc Nation, especially with the way they were willing to overspend for Adrian Broner, they were going to spend on Keith Thurman. They were going to pay Peter Quillen $1.6 million to fight Matt Korobov of all people. So I'm pretty sure that Rigondeaux is going to be getting some good paydays. I would have actually, to be honest with you, if I had my choice, I would have loved to see Rigondeaux sign with PBC Al Heyman, but something happened where that deal fell through. But still, seeing him with Roc Nation, I'm hoping that we can see him more active. They haven't been able to get a guy like Andre Ward active, who's also had some issues, as far as bringing in money. So I'm hoping they can do Rigondeaux some justice. But the only bad part about it is, what is a significant bad part about it is, we don't know who Rigondeaux is going to be fighting if he is active. I would love to see him fight the winner of Scott Quigg versus Carl Frampton. Even though that WBC title at 122 pounds is empty, I would love to see that. There's potential talks of maybe now, since Guillermo Rigondeaux was on HBO, Roc Nation is on HBO, we could possibly see Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko in the future, because Roc Nation and Top Rank can work together and there's no networks holding them apart. Rigondeaux, there's so many good fights out there for him, and people saying dumb shit like let him fight Roman Gonzalez. That's just too early right now. Maybe in about a year or two, maybe about a little over a year or so, depending on if Roman Gonzalez moves up and depending on if Guillermo Rigondeaux is still at 122 pounds or not, maybe so. But it's actually good to see Rigondeaux fighting. I mean, he don't got no belt, so you might as well get on that Roc Nation Cotto versus Canelo card and give us hardcore boxing fans something to see. There was talk that he was supposed to be fighting on December the 4th up in Canada for in a WBC eliminator. Basically, the winner would go on to fight for the WBC championship. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here. Now, he has two promoters. He has Career Promotions, and then he has Roc Nation Sports. Roc Nation Sports is going to give him the exposure and the financial backing that he needs in order to be able to secure big fights. But with majority of the fights that we want to see being Al Heyman fighters, it's tough. It's tough. But we'll have to see. Of course, I'm going to be covering the fight. Rigondeaux provides such a glorious, the sweet science. It's going to actually be good to see, him in action on a high-profile undercard. I wonder if he's going to be the co-feature. I say, fuck it. They might as well just make him the co-feature, in my opinion. But I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.